Living in a city that seemingly grows more concrete buildings than trees in its urban centers, it's not hard to see why more efforts are needed to encourage healthier lifestyles. In this episode of DV, Yancy takes us around Hong Kong to discover the true value of urban farming and its effect on the local community. From rooftops to restaurants and down onto the streets, there are so many people and organizations finding ways to contribute to a greener life, one plant at a time. Let's check in with Yancy to get started.
When it comes to grocery shopping, I get mine from the local supermarket. However, food is becoming more and more convenient, which is why we might be losing touch of where our food comes from. You know what would be convenient? It's actually growing our own food in our own kitchen and back garden. And today we'll be meeting a few people who is doing exactly that. And they'll also be sharing how they are living a greener life. And for some, they inspire others to contribute reducing carbon footprints and benefiting the local communities, such as individuals, restaurants, corporations, and elderlies as well. Let's find out more.
Sounds like a plant. Conscious living starts with knowing. So who are we speaking to first, Yancy?
Hi, Andrew. I know your company focuses on urban farming. So tell me where this idea started from.
Yeah, it started with this simple thought. When I think about 10 years ago, I just came back from Singapore to Hong Kong and moved my family here. And I grew up in this city. I love Hong Kong, and both cities are like home to me. But as I'm walking along the street and looking up, I don't get to see the skyline very much.
Yeah, it's very compact.
Yes.
Concrete jungle, as people describe it.
And the way I describe it is almost feeling like you're the little frog that under the well, and with a little opening. And I just wonder, how will it look like if we can bring our city dwellers and the people in the city to a different altitude. And I'm just imagining or envisioning the way that we can build a community around rooftops. And just thinking that, how about we build farms and gardens, right? On those rooftops, and turning these grey, dull, boring, idling spaces into a vibrant...
Yeah, because it's empty. It's usually, there's no use for it.
Yes, and just engage the community from there.
And then how does your company incorporate food wastage into your mission and vision?
Yes, so with the program that we are doing, we are also putting those kitchen waste into composting. Yeah, that's how we can then partner with restaurants, F&Bs, but also even just buildings with like pantry, office pantry, right? People can even bring their own kitchen waste to
the
office.
kids' office.
Yes, and then we have a kind of decentralized program that help the tenants to convert those food waste into useful compost. And then they can use it to grow the food and on the garden that is on top of their office.
What is the future of urban farming?
What we know about our city is 1 million people of them are actually under the poverty line, right? And 30% of them are having difficulty in putting food on the table every day, right? With farming the city, what we see is with very vibrant kind of commercialized farming happening, but we're also building capacity, right, in terms of resilience, in terms of livability for people who are in need. And through then our action, one day there will be no people in our city that will find it hard, right, or find no ways to put food on the table. We believe that it's totally doable with every one of us engaged.
Gladys, nice meeting you here today at the Sky Garden. So I know you're into urban farming and you've done so many projects on urban farming. Tell me more about it and why you got into it.
其實 urban farming 喺香港嚟講都係一個比較少人講嘅議題。咁咧點解我會接觸 urban farming 咧？其實我由細個俾爹哋影響咗，而爹哋咧細個就帶我去行山啊。咁嗰陣時就發現咗大自然之間個奧妙關係。咁原來植物咧都會有唔同嘅品種、唔同嘅寄主。咁嗰陣時候就發現咗自己對 planting 啊都有少少 interest。然後喺大學嘅時候，我都修讀咗關於 horticulture 嘅 program。
So urban farming is not really known in Hong Kong. And from a little girl, you and your dad have been like, you know, planting and everything. And that really triggered your interest into urban farming. And then since then you studied in university where you learned more about the plants and soil and how to develop this urban farming. Yes. So what really made you, you know, start the urban farming career?
咁點解我會想做呢一行咧？其實 我都係想推崇下 urban farming 嘅重要性啦。其實大家都會知道，其實我哋遲早嘅人口都會不斷增長啦。咁個 food supply、food demand 都會增長。咁點樣可以喺一個 small 嘅 area 做到自給自足咧？其實 urban farming 就係一個好好嘅契機，好好嘅橋梁。咁我哋可以透過一個 small 嘅 area 可以種到我哋自己嘅 fruit。咁 grow 我哋 own food 嘅時候，其實我哋做到自給自足，就其實可以解決咗好多嘅問題。
You entered urban farming was because you see it's so undeveloped in Hong Kong, and you see the benefits of growing your own food and having the nutrients with it. And also because of the demand and supply of food, it's better to grow your own food in a local area where you can control it and have more food for yourself.
係啊，其實因為咧而家食物嚟講，對於我嚟講真係太方便啦。可能我哋去於便利店，我哋想買咩食物嘅話，我哋都可以即時買到。咁但係其實可能有冇背後諗過，可能製造一個食物嘅時候，需要用我哋幾多嘅資源咧？可能係用我哋好多水，用我哋好多電，用我哋好多地方。咁但係就係因為透過呢一啲太方便啦，咁我哋就係冇珍惜過食物。
So what you were just saying was sometimes we don't really think about where the food comes from. We just get it from the convenience store, the supermarket, and we don't really think about the wastage, the energy that goes into producing these foods. Whereas when you make it locally, you know the whole supply chain and where it starts from the plant as a seed to it when it grows into a fruit.
咁其實我哋公司主要都會聘請香港有機嘅農夫，咁佢哋主要會幫我哋日常嘅打理啦。咁然後佢哋將收割咗嘅農作物咧，我哋就會轉贈俾一啲 Food Link 啦、Feeding Hong Kong 啦，同埋深水埗明哥啦。咁然後佢哋就會幫我哋轉贈俾有需要嘅人士。
Oh, so it's like a charity work at the same time as well. So your company also gathers different people, such as like farmers, helpers, and the community, and you bring them all together. And together you grow, and you use the top level of each building, or some buildings which are vacant, to build a sky garden, where you can grow your own produce, and also you use the produce to give it to needy people. That's an amazing cause. Hi, Yiman. So here's urban farming and the sky garden. What fruits and vegetables do you grow here?
而家係冬天啦，咁我哋種蘿蔔，有啲冬天嘅菜啦 ，strawberry 啊，呢個羽衣甘藍呢啲咧係比較同埋車厘茄。
So in the winter, you grow like radishes, strawberries, and also like the other winter fruits as well.
夏天咧會種瓜類啦，一啲豆類啦，因為佢哋係比較中意熱嘅天氣嘅。咁適合佢哋生長。
So in the summer you grow more of the melons and the seeds because it's more suitable for the season. What about the soil? Let's say you want to grow something bigger or you want to grow something else. What is the problem with the soil with urban farming compared to traditional farming?
要啲泥土要買翻嚟嘅，因為要一個地方要設計到係啱可以種植嘅，即係要將佢掘啲坑啊，掘一啲槽俾佢啦，可以種嗰啲植物嘅根會深落個泥土嗰度。
So the difference between urban farming and the countryside farming is that the soil needs to be imported into the sky garden, which is why that is causing a lot of issue. Also because the soil is not so deep, which means there's restriction on what you can actually grow. What other points do you want to share to the people and let people know that sky garden or rooftop gardening is better for the community?
而家啲人好中意食新鮮嘅菜嘅，自己種啦，可以揀自己嘅品種啦、蔬果啦咁樣啦。咁環保啲，同埋佢覺得係有營養，因為而家疫情期間個個都即係爭取營養啊，希望個身體強壯啲啦咁咯。咁如果自己種咧，咁你會整到個泥土乾淨嘅，即係環保嘅，即係唔會污染咗先去種咯。咁教識佢哋咧，又珍惜個食物啦，又保護個泥土啦，保護個環境啦。咁我覺得都係一個趨勢嚟嘅咯。
I think Yiman wants to share that actually rooftop gardening is more beneficial for the body, and I think people are becoming more health conscious and more health conscious about what they intake into their body. And also not only is it better for the body, it's more environmentally friendly. Thank you.
Okay.